I mean, I went in at my normal time. When I arrived there, everybody was in a very downtrodden mood. Um, and when I went to my computer, everybody was having some technical issues. Like none of our computers were really loading up either the programs that we needed to operate or like Teams. My story is the Teams. That's kind of how I figured out that we were getting fired today. Was when I went in, I logged into Teams, and I sent you the photo of what I saw when I went to log in, and that's when I left my cubicle and I went around to everybody else I work with. And I'm like, hey, what's your teams look like? Some were having trouble, some were able to log in. It was very, very chaotic. I mean, there was no organization to it at all. And basically, we just sat around for the rest of the day. I mean, talk about government efficiency. We literally sat there and did nothing all day long while we waited for our fate. So again, we got our email saying that we were fired after sitting around all day knowing we were fired. Um, and then we turned in our equipment about an hour or so later, and then we were escorted out of the building.
What do you make of what happened to you and your colleagues today? We hear about 400 employees, including yourself, were laid off.
I mean, it's unfair. I mean, I was unemployed, so I was laid off. I was laid off before this job, and it took me 8 months to apply and go through all the background checks and everything I had to do to get this job. And then 4 months later, now I'm in the same boat I was in before. I don't know how to feel. I'm kind of numb right now. Um, I went out to lunch with one of my buddies after immediately it happened, and um, you know, what can you do at this point? Aside from reach out to the news organizations, reach out to our senators, reach out to our representatives. I mean, it was an illegal firing. Um, my performance was good. I was doing everything I was supposed to be doing. I was even one of those government employees that went every day of the week. I had to report every Monday through Friday. 7 to 3:30. That was my tour duty, and that's what I served. Um, and here I am.
Did they give you any inkling as to is there a package that you're aware about that exists right now, or
Well, no, not for us. I mean, I did not take that deferred resignation, which now looking back on it, it's kind of a regret, but who knows if that's even going to be honored in the end anyway, too. So I just feel pretty lost. I don't know where I'm going to go forward from here. I know the job market's not great right now. And what occurred today across the country is not going to help the job market.
what do you make of the Trump administration's actions?
I um, I thought that he was. I did support him. I was a Trump supporter. Um, when he talks about government waste and all that, yes, I'm behind it. I believe there is a lot of stuff in the government that needs fixing, uh, and that's part of the reason why I actually wanted to work for the government. Actually, to help change the things that are wrong in the world. Um, and I thought that someone with like his business acumen would have come in with a fine tooth comb and actually found it instead of coming in with a wrecking ball and destroying people's lives for no reason.
Were you given a reason for the termination?
That my performance no longer fits the mission of the IRS.
Hey man, I hate to say I told you so, but I get comments and people saying you just rambling, you just Well, how about that? The same thing that I said was gonna happen happened. Not even a month later, it happened. I gotta laugh because I get people that say, I don't know why people are having a rough time finding jobs. I don't understand. I'm doing all right. I bet you are. But the fact of the matter is, not everybody is. And that was my whole point. But now, just to prove my point even more, 7,000 people are out of jobs right now. 7,000. And the rebuttal that, what's funny is because this same guy, we tend to make ourselves look stupid, bro. Because look, this is the same person that voted for this. This is what everybody voted for. And granted, I don't get into politics. To be truthful, I don't care who's president. I don't give a dang. My goal is how to beat the system. Because it don't matter who's president. It really doesn't. It could be Biden, Barack Obama, Donald Trump, Frederick Douglass. It don't matter. It don't matter who. Because at the end of the day, these people are human. They're going to make mistakes just like you do. And they're going to make decisions just like you do that may not fit the equation. But hey, it is what it is. Because guess what? They're the president, right? But this is what everybody voted for. Granted, months back, I already called that this was going to happen. And what did I say? I said, man, better find some other type of income. Haven't I been saying that? Haven't I been saying that? Because I said it's going to get to a time where, they're going to start giving people the boot. Now look. And I get people that say, oh, that's not true. Bro, this dude in the interview said out of his own mouth, I was out of a job for 8 months. Damn, you might round it up. You might as well say a year. You might as well. 8 months. He gets the job after running through background checks, because that take a long time. You got to run through all that. Then 4 months later, you back to square one. And guess what? He probably don't have no other type of income coming in. That was it. Tried to warn y'all. Jobs aren't hiring. And when they do, if they even have the slightest upper hand on you to say, man, we don't really need you, then you know what the excuse was? It's not funny, but I find it hilarious because I called it already. They said, what did he say in the interview? They said that the reason why they don't need him anymore is because
that my performance no longer fits the mission of the IRS.
what you do for work is no longer needed anymore, pretty much. What you do here, we don't really need that no more. We cutting back. I hate it because full-time jobs, I don't know if they're going to be a luxury or is entrepreneurship going to be the wave for new people. I feel like that's going to happen. And I said that too. Entrepreneurs, like people who do gig work, they're going to be top rated now. I can being an independent person who has their own thing, like if you run any type of social media thing, if you run any type of independent contract, any type of business that you are running by yourself independently is going to be top rated versus having benefits and everything and all that. I really feel like that. Benefits and all that is going to be a luxury. But the new thing is going to be entrepreneurship. And a lot of people get, kind of side-eye that. And I understand why. Because a traditional job, you do get benefits. You do get sick time. You do get this and that. You do get vision. When you're an entrepreneur, you don't get none of that. Everything is pretty much out of pocket. And this is why I always speak about building up an emergency fund, because your emergency fund, that's you. Your 401k is you investing, having a Roth IRA. That's your 401k. Your benefits is depending on you and how much money you're going to make within that year. That's what it's depending on. But don't take it from me. But I called it.